Hi, I'm Jack West, medical oncologist at Swedish Cancer Institute in Seattle, Washington. I wanted to talk about the question of whether a computer like IBM's Watson that recently won, and in fact won very decisively on Jeopardy against the best human opponents, could emerge as a very good tool and perhaps even replace doctors in managing many aspects of healthcare, and particularly cancer. I don't think it's just arrogance that makes me doubt that there really is going to be a place anytime soon for computers to replace good oncologists. And let me explain why. I do think that there's definitely a great role to better use computers as a tool in healthcare. There's so much data out there on an individual patient when you're talking about lab values and imaging results and all these other issues. When you pair that with the sheer amount of new medical content coming out in medical journals, these are settings where the human mind can only focus on so much at one time, and a computer can do a remarkable job of detecting patterns and helping us search for information that is just beyond the capacity of a human mind to manage at one time. So I think that we can do far more with computers than just using them for electronic medical records. But I don't think that we're at a point where, even with the best minds from IBM's programmers and even with collaborators from great cancer centers, we really can expect that a computer is going to replace great clinical judgment. This is really because when you present a complex case, say of cancer, to a group of 5 or 10 experts, you're likely to get at least as many answers in how best to manage that as there are people on the panel. And it's not that these are bad experts, it's just that the truth is there are many cases, and perhaps especially in the setting of cancer, that don't fit neatly in a category for which we have lots of data to rely on, past results to guide future plans. We sometimes have to rely on good clinical judgment and a compelling rationale. And that requires a creative thinking that I think is just not likely to be able to be replicated by a computer anytime soon. And the fact is, when you have multiple experts each weighing in on different ways to approach a case and coming up with different answers, it's because there is not a clear right answer. And this is the other part of why I think it's a fallacy and an oversimplification to expect that IBM's Watson or any other iteration of artificial intelligence coming anytime soon is going to be able to spit out a correct answer of how to manage complex cases in cancer or probably some other aspects of medicine. And that is, you can capture from the docs who are doing the programming of the computer how they would happen to manage certain situations. Although, in fact, I think that they can only really program in the more straightforward cases and not the situations where there's still a lot of questions about the exact staging or subtle nuances that don't fit neatly in a category. At the same time, what you're going to end up getting when you program the thought process of one expert is a computer that can replicate what one expert thinks. In fact, as I said, you can get very different but very thoughtful approach from different experts that aren't always going to be the same. And so what you should really be doing is, ideally, in a complex situation, get opinions from multiple sources rather than rely on any one source. And that source might be a doc and it might be a computer. But I think it is an oversimplification and really a fallacy to expect that a computer anytime in the next few years is going to be able to provide a clear best answer of how to proceed in a complex case. That said, I definitely welcome your thoughts, so please leave them as a comment here. I'd be happy to respond. Take care.